Hi, my beloveds. Welcome back to my channel, Radically Sparkling. Today we're diving into a profound journey, one that will challenge everything you thought you knew about transformation, manifestation, and your own power. If you've ever felt like you were on the verge of something greater, like there's a hidden truth just beyond your reach, then this video is for you. Because what you're about to discover isn't just knowledge, it's an awakening. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's begin. If you're seeing this message, it might not be by chance. There's an unseen force moving right now, and if you stay with me, you'll understand why March 3rd, 2025 is far more than just another date on the calendar. Have you ever heard of spiritual portals? Not the kind you see in movies, no flashing lights or UFOs in the sky. I'm talking about something real, something powerful. A shift that can either transform your life or leave you behind. And the choice? It all depends on whether you're ready. Spiritual portals are moments when reality itself cracks open, when time and the universe align in ways that disrupt the illusion of the ordinary, what lies on the other side. Not the comfortable truths we've been told, but the raw, undeniable truth your soul has always felt. And on March 3rd, that veil between worlds will be lifted. Energy slows, frequencies shift. Those with eyes to see will witness it. Those who are asleep will miss it entirely. Before you dismiss this as mere superstition, consider this. Pythagoras knew this. Hermes Trismegistus understood it. The Kabbalists have always taught that the universe is built on sacred mathematics, and certain numbers, like March 3rd, act as keys to unlock hidden dimensions. But here's the catch. This portal isn't for everyone. It doesn't reveal itself to those still lost in the noise of the world. It calls only to those who feel the pull deep within, through vivid dreams, repeated signs, a restlessness they can't explain. If you've been sensing something shifting, the portal is already reaching out to you. And if you're still here, don't ignore it. Because in the next few moments, I'll show you exactly what's behind this gateway, and how stepping through it could change everything. March 3rd isn't just another day. It's a vibrational marker, a key carved into time itself. The number 3 has always carried sacred significance. It represents creation, manifestation, and the bridge between worlds. Across spiritual traditions, from alchemy to hermeticism, the number 3 is the signature of transformation. Masculine energy sends out the creative spark. Feminine energy receives and nurtures it. And when the two unite, something new is born. This is the true secret behind the Hermetic Trinity. Now imagine what happens when this energy doubles, when March 3rd mirrors itself, amplifying its creative force. This isn't a coincidence, it's an activation. This portal isn't just about opening possibilities, it's about alignment. Mind, soul, and matter converge, revealing your true path, not as a vague idea, but as a force pulsing within you. But there's a price. Creation requires destruction. For the new to be born, the old must fall away. March 3rd isn't about making a wish and hoping for the best. It's a test. It asks, are you ready to let go of outdated versions of yourself? Or will you cling to the past and let your future slip through your fingers? This is why the ancient alchemists called it the great work, the process of turning an ordinary human into a conscious creator. Inside you, 3 forces have always been at play. They shape everything, your choices, relationships, success, and even your struggles. And on March 3rd, these forces come into focus. 1. Sulfur, the fire of the soul. Your raw essence, your deepest drive to create, your soul's mission. 2. Mercury, the bridge between thought and reality. It translates your soul's desires into ideas and understanding. 3. Salt, The force that grounds ideas into the physical world, its action, discipline, manifestation. If these forces are balanced, your life moves forward. If they're out of sync, you remain stuck, forever dreaming but never creating. This is what March 3rd exposes. It forces you to see where your energy is misaligned, where your dreams have stalled, where fear has kept you from stepping into your true potential. And once you see the truth, there's no turning back. Alchemy, Kabbalah, and every ancient tradition speak of this hidden process, the sacred trinity of creation. Even in the Kabbalistic tree of life, all existence stems from three primal forces. Kether, the source of divine emanation. Chokmah, the spark of masculine creative force. Bina, the receptive energy that gives form to the spark. Between them exists Dath, the hidden portal. It is both a void and a gateway where energy moves from the unseen into reality. And this is exactly what happens on March 3rd. This is why the portal calls to you now. Because beyond it, your highest potential is waiting. The question is, are you ready to step through? March 3rd is a day of rare energetic alignment, unlocking a hidden current within you, like the tree of life revealing an unseen passageway. For a few hours, the Dath portal opens, allowing everything your soul has longed to manifest to rise from the depths of your subconscious into awareness. Ideas that once lingered in the background suddenly crystallize. It's the kind of day where you feel an undeniable shift, even if you can't put it into words. On this day, an amplified dialogue takes place between Chokmah and Bina, the divine forces of wisdom and understanding within you. Your creative flow and receptive intuition synchronize, illuminating the unseen. That's why March 3rd holds immense power for conscious manifestation, not for fleeting material desires, but for soul-level creation. True manifestation emerges from essence, not ego. This portal exists because three energetic layers align, like cosmic gears locking into place at the perfect moment. The first is the universal layer. Whenever a portal opens, a vibrational frequency shift occurs. In the case of March 3rd, this shift is deeply intertwined with the pulse of time itself. The repetition of the number 3 magnifies the Earth's energy field and resonates within your own energy body. The second layer is symbolic. Numbers are not just measurements, they are living archetypes. 3 has carried the code of creation since ancient times, the divine triad that transforms the invisible into form. When the number triples within the calendar, it creates a powerful resonance that ripples through the collective field. Most people won't consciously recognize this, but they will feel it, a sense that something important is unfolding. The third layer is personal. Portals aren't just about cosmic forces acting upon the world. They require those who are ready to step through. This readiness isn't about knowledge, beliefs, or external practices. It's about vibration. Those who have already shed outdated versions of themselves, dissolved limiting beliefs, and made space for transformation will feel the portal vibrating within them, a subtle pulse in the chest, a deep knowing, a call only the soul can hear. And when these 3 layers converge, the portal forms. It is not a physical gateway, but an energetic threshold that only those attuned to higher perception will notice. Those still caught in the illusions of autopilot existence will walk past it without realizing. But those who are ready will sense a shift in the air, a distortion in time, a series of meaningful synchronicities, dreams with hidden messages, déjà vu, and encounters that feel like destiny aligning itself. March 3rd is far more than a date. It is a mirror reflecting not your face, but your vibration. This mirror doesn't just show who you are now, but who you have always been and who you are meant to become. The first 3 speaks to your essence, your soul's original blueprint, untouched by labels or life stories. The second 3 represents your creation, what you are manifesting daily through thoughts, actions, and choices. When these 2 aspects align within the portal, clarity emerges. It feels like a long-lost puzzle piece snapping into place. Suddenly you remember your purpose. Life flows because your inner and outer worlds are speaking the same language. But if there is a disconnect, the portal will expose it. You may feel out of place in your own life, as if you're still living an outdated version of yourself. That discomfort is the portal urging you to realign, to either step through and embody your true self or remain trapped in stagnation. Crossing this threshold isn't a passive experience, it is a visceral transformation. It can stir up dreams, bodily sensations, and deep-seated memories. Anyone who truly steps through this portal does not emerge unchanged. Some part of the old self must dissolve so that something new can be born. And when you embrace this symbolic death, life shifts in profound ways. March 3rd is an accelerator, amplifying your frequency and awakening dormant aspects of your soul. Insights arise without explanation. Past life memories surface, bringing long-awaited answers. Patterns that once held you back begin to unravel, not through external intervention, but because you stop holding on to them. Your intuition sharpens, guiding you to speak, act, and create from a place of deep wisdom. This is not a passive process, it is a conscious contract between you and your soul. And there are specific spiritual practices that can help you align with this energy. Not the surface-level rituals you see everywhere, but deep symbolic practices that communicate directly with your unconscious mind. 3 transformational practices for the 3-3 portal. 1. The inner triad ritual. Since this portal activates the creative triad, you must consciously engage with it. Take 3 pieces of paper. On the first, write down everything you are ready to release. Old fears, outdated beliefs, limiting patterns. Burn it. Let the fire consume what no longer serves you. On the second, write who you are in this moment. Your current lessons, transformations, and self-recognition. Offer it to water, allowing your present self to flow rather than remain stagnant. On the third, write who you are becoming, the highest version of yourself aligned with your soul's truth. Bury it in the earth, planting the seed for your future manifestation. This is practical alchemy, engaging with the elements to signal your readiness for transformation. 2. The Bina meditation. Bina is the cosmic womb, the space where light takes form. To align with its energy, visualize an endless dark expanse, a primordial void where all possibilities exist but nothing is yet manifest. In the center, a pulsing light appears. This light is you being reborn. Sit with this vision, breathe into it, and allow it to expand until it fills your entire being. 3. Triple geomancy divination. On March 3rd, at 3 different times of the day, cast small stones, seeds, or crystals onto a surface. Observe the patterns they form. Repeating shapes, symbols, or unexpected alignments are not random. They are messages from your energy field in response to the portal's call. The hidden language of the portal. Everything about this portal speaks through numbers, because numbers are living vibrations. 3 represents creation, the moment when energy takes form. When doubled, it becomes 6, the number of divine union between spirit and matter. And here's the deeper mystery. In 2025, March 3rd carries the vibrational frequency of 6. 6 is the archetype of integration, dissolving the illusion of separation. It represents the sacred union between heaven and earth, soul and body, vision and manifestation. It is the moment spirit stops running from the material world, and the material world stops resisting spirit. This is why the March 3rd portal is no ordinary day. It is a rare window where the universe, the self, and the hidden forces of creation synchronize. If you are truly ready, it is not just a day to reflect, it is a day to step forward and embody the highest vision of who you were always meant to be. This number represents harmony in motion, and the energy of March 3rd, 2025 reflects this perfectly. When you break down the date, 0 plus 3 plus 0 plus 3 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, it adds up to 15, which then reduces to 6 in numerology. That's not just a coincidence, it's a signature imprinted into time itself. This portal was designed to carry this exact frequency. Many people assume portals are about endings, closing cycles and making room for something new. But March 3rd, 2025 is different. It's not about letting go, it's about bringing everything together. Instead of leaving behind the past, this energy calls you to reclaim every part of yourself, the aspects you've embraced, the ones you've denied, and even the ones you thought you had outgrown. This isn't the end of a chapter, it's the moment where all versions of you converge. That's the essence of true inner alchemy. Transformation doesn't happen by separating the spiritual from the everyday, or by creating a divide between who you are and who you show the world. The power of 6 lies in integration. It pulls you back to your center, to wholeness. But not everyone will feel this shift. This portal isn't about grand celestial events or viral headlines. There won't be fireworks or obvious signs for those who only see the surface of reality. For the unaware, March 3rd will pass like any other day, routine, distractions, and a to-do list that never ends. But for those who have begun to question, who sense something missing even when life looks fine, who keep seeing repeating numbers as if the universe is nudging them to pay attention, those people will feel it. Because this portal isn't a spectacle, it's a calling. It doesn't seek followers or believers. It seeks those who have walked through their own fire, who have faced their shadows, let go of illusions, and are now ready to step into the truth of who they are. If these words stir something deep inside you, if they resonate in a way you can't quite explain, then the call has already reached you. There's no need for elaborate rituals unless they hold meaning for you. The portal only asks for honesty. On the night of March 2nd or at sunrise on March 3rd, take a moment of stillness. Close your eyes, breathe, and ask yourself, am I ready to create a new reality? Am I ready to step fully into who I truly am without excuses or fear? And then listen, not just with your ears, but with your whole being. If you feel chills, if your heart suddenly feels heavy, if tears rise up from a place you can't name, that's your soul answering. Let's dive even more deeper on this. Alchemy has never been for the masses. It has always been hidden, woven into symbols, metaphors, and secret texts that only the truly awakened could interpret. But why so much secrecy? Why has this knowledge remained veiled for centuries? The answer is simple. It can't be handed out freely. The great masters knew alchemy wasn't just about metals. It was about transformation of the self, a path too dangerous for those who approached it unprepared, because truth has consequences. And those who reached for it without readiness were consumed by the very fire meant to transmute them. So now I ask you, do you feel that fire within you? That's the first sign. The call of alchemy isn't random. It reaches those who are already beginning to see beyond the illusion, those who refuse to live on autopilot, trapped in cycles of limitation. If this knowledge has found you now, it is not by chance. But before we go further, you need to understand something. Nothing in your life happened by accident. The pain, the struggles, the endless repetitions, they were never random. They were an unconscious process of refinement. Just as raw metal must endure fire to become gold, your soul has been shaped by experience, preparing you for this moment. And now we stand at the threshold of something that changes everything. Are you ready to step through? Because once you do, there is no going back. What you're about to uncover may forever change how you see the world, but only those truly prepared will understand. If you feel that pull, come with me. The journey begins now. The first portal, the death of the old self. Nigredo, chaos, dissolution. This is the hardest step. It's where most people turn back. Because stepping through means dying, not physically, but in a much deeper way. It means letting go of everything you thought you were. Your name, your story, your beliefs, your identity. Everything must dissolve so something new can emerge. This is the foundation of true alchemy. And this phase has a name, Nigredo, the blackening. The phase where all impurities must burn away. You can't build a new life on a foundation still rotting with old wounds. If it feels like everything in your life is falling apart, if the past is resurfacing stronger than ever, pay attention. You are not being destroyed, you are being refined. But this process is not for everyone. It demands complete surrender. Because transformation is impossible while clinging to what no longer serves you. The great alchemists knew this. Paracelsus was mocked and exiled for his radical ideas. Isaac Newton spent years in isolation, buried in alchemical texts, balancing the line between genius and madness. Zosimos of Panopolis, one of the first known alchemists, had visions of his body being torn apart, dissolved and reborn, remade by divine fire. Does that scare you? It should. Because once you step through, the old self cannot return. You cannot carry outdated beliefs into a new reality. If you want transformation, you must let the old version of you burn. What's holding you back? Fear, attachment, the illusion of control. Everything must die before it can be reborn. This is the first law of alchemy. The second portal, inner illumination. Albedo, purification. The fire of Nigredo has burned away what no longer belongs. Now you are left in a strange silence, a space where the old identity is gone, but the new one has not fully taken shape. This is not a mistake. This emptiness is necessary. Welcome to the second portal, Albedo, the whitening, the phase of purification. But purification isn't instant clarity, it isn't immediate peace. It's about being with this new version of yourself, without distraction, without masks, without escape. The ancient alchemists called this the beginning of inner light. But this light doesn't come from outside. No more books, no more gurus, no more borrowed truths. Everything you need has been within you all along. The world has trained you to seek answers outside yourself. From childhood, you were taught to trust authority over intuition. To believe truth comes from something external, books, teachers, institutions. But the wise ones of Egypt knew otherwise. True knowledge doesn't come from outside. It comes from inner silence. And this is exactly what this phase demands of you. Silence. Not just the absence of noise, but the silence of the mind. The moment you stop running from yourself, you close your eyes, breathe, observe. Notice how your mind never stops, how thoughts bombard you, memories, judgments, endless noise. That's not you. Those are echoes of your old identity, fragments of what has already burned away. But here's the shift. You no longer have to react to them. You can just watch. And in that stillness, something shifts. You realize you are not the voice in your head. You are not your past. You are the one who observes. And that is freedom. The third portal, alignment with universal truth. Clarity has arrived, but now a question lingers. What is real? You have passed through Nigredo, through the fire of dissolution. You have walked through Albedo, the purification of self. But now the world itself feels different. Has reality changed, or has your perception simply expanded? This is the third portal, alignment with universal truth. You begin to see patterns, signs that were always there but invisible to your old self. The seemingly random now makes sense. The ancient masters knew these hidden structures. They called them the universal laws, the forces that shape everything in existence. Mentalism. Reality is shaped by consciousness. Your perception defines your world. Correspondence. The outer world reflects the inner world, as within, so without. Vibration. Everything moves, your energy dictates your experience. Polarity. Opposites are one, fear and courage, love and hate, light and dark, all part of the same spectrum. Rhythm. Life moves in cycles. Resisting them creates suffering. Cause and effect. Nothing is random. Your reality is a result of past choices, and future choices can reshape it. Gender. The balance of creation and intuition exists within everything. Understanding these laws isn't just knowledge, it's power, the ability to shape reality rather than being shaped by it. The fourth portal, the power of the word. Now you understand. You are not just an observer of the universe. You are a co-creator. Every thought, every emotion, and most importantly, every word you speak shapes your experience. The ancient Egyptians called this power Heka, the magic of the spoken word. They believed words were not just sounds, but forces of manifestation. To name something was to bring it into existence, and science now confirms it. Sound vibrations influence matter. Frequencies shape the physical world. Your words are not just communication, they are creation. So now I ask you, what are you creating? Are your words reinforcing fear or possibility? Are they building a life of expansion or limitation? Because now you see the truth. The question is, what will you do with it? The journey has begun. The choice is yours. How many times have you unknowingly shaped your own reality with your words? How often have you found yourself saying, "Nothing ever works out for me," or "Life has always been hard," or "This just isn't meant for me," only to experience the same struggles repeating? Every word you speak programs your existence. Let me share a story that brings this truth to light. In a distant village, there was a gifted craftsman named Nifar. He spent his days carving intricate designs into wood. His talent was undeniable, yet with each creation he muttered, "This isn't good enough." Years passed, and despite his skill, his circumstances never changed. His hands created, but his words dismantled. One day, a wise traveler watched him work and said, "Every word you speak is a chisel shaping your own fate." Something in Nifar shifted. That evening he looked at his latest piece and whispered, "This is my best work yet." At first he didn't believe it, but he kept saying it. Days later his carvings became more precise. His artistry deepened. Recognition followed. What changed? Not the wood, not the tools. It was the word. Now reflect. What have you been speaking into existence about yourself? The fifth portal, the union of opposites. Transformation does not end here. You've already glimpsed the truth. You can no longer unsee it. The world outside is a mirror of the world within, but what about within? Do you find harmony, or is there conflict? This is the fifth portal, the fusion of opposites, the balance between matter and spirit. Alchemy has always taught that power is not found in light or darkness alone, but in their integration. True creation arises when opposites merge. Gold is born from the perfect union of elements. There is no creation without destruction, no clarity without shadow, no wisdom without paradox. In esoteric traditions, this balance is often depicted as the androgynous being, the embodiment of both masculine and feminine forces within. This is not just a symbol, it is a state of being. A state where you accept all parts of yourself, the strength and the vulnerability, the fire and the water. But can you truly accept this? Since childhood you were taught to suppress parts of yourself. You were told that fear is weakness, that sensitivity is fragility, that logic and spirituality cannot coexist. You were pushed to extremes. But now you see, extremes only create division. True power lies in fusion, fire and water, action and stillness, earthly existence and divine awareness. You are both. The entire cosmos operates in balance, day and night, sun and moon, chaos and order, and so the essential question arises: can you embrace all parts of yourself, even the ones you once rejected? If the answer is yes, then you're ready. The sixth portal, meeting the inner master. By accepting your full self, the shadow and the light, reason and intuition, you have entered a new space. A silence that once felt empty is now filled with presence. This is the sixth portal, the moment of absolute awareness. The journey has been long. You have walked through the fire of Nigredo, dissolving the false self. You have entered the purification of albedo, clearing old perceptions. You have understood the power of words, the balance of opposites. But one illusion remained, the belief that wisdom comes from outside. The ancient alchemists knew the truth. Knowledge cannot be given, it can only be remembered. That is why they concealed their secrets within symbols and metaphors. Those unready to see would never find them. Hermes Trismegistus, the father of Hermetic wisdom, said, "The lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding." There are no external gurus. The greatest teachers in history, Jesus, Buddha, Lao Tzu, Pythagoras, did not seek followers. They pointed only to one path, awakening your own consciousness. Carl Jung called this individuation, the moment you become who you truly are, free from societal projections. But how do you know when you have arrived? From birth you were told who to be. Society imposed rules, family projected expectations, religion handed down dogmas, schools conditioned obedience. But who were you before all of this, before you had a name, before you were told what was possible and what was not? The inner master has always been there, buried beneath layers of conditioning, but now you are waking up. Once silence felt uncomfortable, something to escape. Now it is sacred space. Where once you sought external validation, now you trust the voice within. And when you trust it, something extraordinary happens. The world begins to respond differently. You no longer search for answers in books, teachers, or doctrines. You see that true wisdom is not acquired but lived. You don't just know, you become. And then the revelation comes. I am the master I have always sought. Now you are ready. The seventh portal, the Philosopher's Stone and final illumination. At last the search ends, the great mystery is revealed. True alchemy was never about turning lead into gold, it was about transforming yourself. This is the seventh portal, the awakening of the Philosopher's Stone, the final illumination. For centuries seekers pursued the legend of the Philosopher's Stone, believing it could grant eternal life, boundless wealth, ultimate power. But the wise knew the stone was never an object. The stone is a state of consciousness. Rubedo, the final stage of the great work, is the crystallization of transformation. The moment when all that was once dissolved, purified, and balanced solidifies into a new being, the enlightened self. And what does this mean in practice? It means that you no longer feel like a victim of circumstance. You no longer wait for life to change. You are the change. Your presence radiates certainty. Your words, your thoughts, your actions vibrate at a new frequency. And as your inner world shifts, the outer world mirrors it, because at last you understand the power was always within you. Doors open, synchronicities multiply, and opportunities flow effortlessly into your life. This isn't luck or magic, it's the law of vibration in motion. You no longer just understand the universal principles, you embody them. Manifestation is no longer something you try to do, it is something you are. But now comes the ultimate question. What will you do with this power? Here's the final truth. The journey is never truly over. Alchemy is not a destination, it is a way of being, an eternal unfolding. The great sages, from Hermes Trismegistus to the mystics of every tradition, have always known this. Enlightenment is not an endpoint, but an ever-expanding awareness. What once seemed like the conclusion of your transformation is in reality the doorway to something even greater. And yet knowledge alone changes nothing. The difference between a true alchemist and a mere seeker is action. Wisdom that isn't lived fades away. The 7 portals you've crossed mean nothing if they don't translate into the way you move through the world, the way you think, feel, and create. True alchemy is not found in books or hidden symbols. It is found in your daily life, in your choices, in the way you interact with the world around you. So now the real question is, how will you use this power? Will you let it remain an idea, or will you integrate it into every aspect of your life? Will you become just another collector of esoteric knowledge, or will you be the living embodiment of transformation? The choice is yours. One thing is certain, there is no turning back. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Once you awaken, you cannot return to sleep. This path is not for everyone. But if you've come this far, perhaps it has always been meant for you. Now, the next step is unwritten. It is waiting for you to create it. Will you take it? If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Spread the light. Like this video, subscribe to Radically Sparkling, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And don't forget to click on the next video waiting for you on the screen. Your journey doesn't end here. I'll see you there. Stay radiant, my beloveds.